If you're feeling hopeless in your career, then this live is for you. I'm Ashley, the lead mentor with Mentor Me, and today we're going to talk about how feeling hopeless in your career doesn't have to be the end of your career story. You can make a shift to success by following these 3 specific strategies. I think one of the things that's so daunting and so challenging about the world of career is that we can't control it, right? Even as a career coach, even as a woman who helps women make more money and have more impact in their career, I or the women that I serve cannot control every aspect of their career. The strategies that I teach, the mindset shifts that my mentees make, the outcomes that they get. Yes, they see results, but it's not completely dependent upon my coaching of them or their own implementation. There are other players in the marketplace. There are employers. There are hiring managers. There are shifts in the economy, right? There are a lot of factors that impact your ability to find and secure a new role, to make more money in your career, to see a higher level salary, to earn the kind of money you desire, to be able to live the kind of lifestyle you desire. There are lots of factors that play into that. And if a lot of those factors have been playing against you, if you feel like you've been job searching for weeks or months or years and you're not getting callbacks, you're not getting interviews, if maybe you feel hopeless in your career right now, you feel bored, you feel uninspired, you feel unengaged, if you hate your boss, you hate your coworkers, you hate the work that you do, you can start to feel really hopeless in your career. You can start to feel hopeless in your job search, and you can start to feel like that's just the way that work is, that that's just the way that it is, that there's nothing you can do about it, that there are no shifts that can be made. But I'm here to share with you that feeling hopeless in your career doesn't have to be the end of the road for you. There are strategies that you can employ to be able to shift from hopelessness to career success. And I'm going to talk about those 3 strategies on today's live. And I think this is an important topic because, when it comes to career development, there are cycles, there are market shifts. There are companies right now who were hiring like gangbusters 3 months ago and now are doing massive layoffs and hiring freezes. So the market is shifting, the market is changing, and maybe you're in a situation in your career right now where you're caught up in the changes, where you're caught up in the market shifts, and you just feel like, goodness, like what am I supposed to do? Like how am I supposed to get out of this feeling of like nothing's working in my career? I'm not happy. I feel stuck. I'm not feeling inspired. I can't find a new job. No one's calling me back. Like how do you deal with the feeling of hopelessness? How do you deal with the feeling that like nothing in your career is working? And so in today's live, I'm going to talk about sort of first I want to honor that feeling, right? I want to honor that experience because I want you to know that you're not alone. About 6 months ago, we were at a place in the market where we were at the Great Recession. Everybody was quitting their job. Everybody was getting a new job. Folk, there were so many open positions out there. Employers were, trying to scurry up the best candidates. It was a job seekers market, right? It's kind of like the housing market. 6 months ago, it was a seller's market. You could sell anything. Everything was available. But now, today, in the job search space, in the job market, it's a employer's market. It is no longer a job seeker's market. Today's market is so much more competitive. Unemployment is down. There are lots of jobs that are filled now. In order to find and secure a new role, you have to be a much more competitive candidate, right? And so I think that for some people who feel like I'm behind, I missed the boat, they're starting to feel hopeless. Like I've been job searching for 3 months or 6 months or a year and I'm not getting callbacks. I'm not getting in front of employers. I feel like I've been tweaking my resume for months, maybe years, right? It feels like I'm doing everything I know to do to try to find a new job, to try to position myself for a raise, to try to transition industries, but nothing's working. And when you feel like nothing's working, that kind of leads to this feeling of hopelessness, this feeling of I don't know what else to do. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what a good next step is for me. And just throw some hearts up on the screen if you've experienced that, if you've ever experienced hopelessness in your career, right? I want to just honor the people who are here live today and anybody who might be watching this on replay who is experiencing hopelessness in their career. Maybe you just have a boss who you like, they just don't get me. They just don't understand me. Or you've been working in a job where you're like, I know I do good work here, but I am way overworked and way underpaid. These people are not paying me at the level that they should, right? And I'm seeing some hearts come up on the screen. So, I want you to know that you're not alone. If you've experienced that unfortunately is a very common experience for the world of work today, particularly for women, right? I primarily serve women, Black women, and women of color. And on average, Black women in this country, and not even just Black women in general in this country, are making under $50,000 annually. The median, for a 1-bedroom apartment in this country is like $1,200. That's half your check if you're making under $50,000 a month. That doesn't account for a car note or going on a vacation or going, getting, good seats at your favorite artist concert, right? Like the feeling of hopelessness, I think is like a wet blanket over, an already difficult market. A feeling of hopelessness is already like a burden on the back of, a woman who already feel like defeated in some other areas of her life and in her life. And so I just want to honor that. Like, I want you to know that you're not alone in that feeling of hopelessness, that feeling of like, oh, nothing's working in my career. You're not alone in that. However, right, you don't have to stay there, right? Like, you can experience hopelessness. You can experience like, I feel like I'm on the verge, or like, I feel like this isn't working, or I feel like I'm doing everything I can. Or you can experience that, but also make a shift and still have career success by following the strategies I'm going to talk about in today's live. So strategy number 1, and this is key, you have to get insight around career development from actual experts. I think one of the biggest kind of like things that I know leads to hopelessness in the women that I serve is like, well, my auntie said this and my cousin said this, and I was reading this thing on LinkedIn and they said this, and like, you're getting inputs and insight and feedback and suggestions from here and there and everywhere, and it starts to feel hopeless because you're like, well, yeah, I did that and that didn't work, and I haven't tried that, but that don't even make sense to me, and I don't know if I have the capacity to do that. You start to like get all these inputs from all these different stakeholders and all these different people, and you start to feel hopeless, right? You start to feel overwhelmed. You start to feel frustrated. You start to feel like disengaged. You start to be ready to give up because it's like none of that is working, and like all this extra advice about, just try to get your foot in the door, and maybe just take a lower level job until you try to work your way up, and maybe you like it's all of this really bad advice that we get from other people. One of the strategies to really remain hopeful in your career development is to get insights from actual experts. Your mama, cousin, best friend, nephew, daughter who used to work at HR is not a career development expert. She's simply not. She means well. I'm sure she loves you dearly, would say nice things about you for a reference, but she's not a career expert. And when you start to get inputs and insight and feedback from just any and everybody, it can be very disillusioning. It can be very frustrating. It can make you angry even, because you're just like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and you don't know what you're talking about, and you're trying to give me advice about improving my career. You're trying to give me advice about advancing my career, and you don't even know what you're talking about. And so now I'm frustrated and angry and upset because I'm listening to you and you're not an expert, and I'm trying to follow your advice and you don't even know what you're talking about. So instead of like just getting advice and inputs from here and there and everywhere, you want to engage with people who are actually career development experts and actually can give you insight on strategies that are actually going to improve your career, right? For me, example, I have more than 15 years of experience in corporate, nonprofit, and educational leadership. I have a PhD in educational leadership. I have been career coaching a high achieving professional women for more than 3 years, and I've helped my mentees earn more than $1 million in salary increases, raises, and promotions. I'm a literal career development expert. If I give you strategy insight, if I share perspective on career development, it's well researched, it's proven, and it's accurate, right? I'm never going to give you advice that's not going to be supportive to you. I'm never going to give you advice that's not actionable. I'm never going to give you something that's not going to help you really advance your career in a meaningful way. I think one of the reasons why we end up feeling hopeless is because we're taking free advice from this person and free advice from this person, and this is not giving us anything in our career. Our career has us looking like we're working for free at this point, right? And so you really want to make sure when it comes to your career, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like I don't know what to do next, actually gain insight from career development experts, right? Like that's a strategy I want to invite you into. Strategy number 2, stop applying for so many jobs, right? Like if you're starting to feel hopeless in your job search, if you feel like I've been applying for jobs for weeks and months and nothing is working out and nobody's calling me back and I can't get in front of employers and nothing's working, that may be a sign that you're doing too much. And I get it. That can be very counterintuitive. You're like, Ashley, you telling me I should apply for less jobs to get more results? Like that don't even make sense. But the truth of the matter is that doing the most or doing too much or doing more than you actually need to do can lead to burnout, right? And so I think a lot of times, because we want to feed our ego, when it comes to our job search and when it comes to our career, we want to do the most. I'm going to raise my hand for every project. I'm going to let them know I'm available. I'm going to let them know all the skills that I have, and I'm going to ask them if there's anything I can do to help. We're doing the most at work, right? And doing the most does not actually yield a higher level salary or a higher paying role. And I get it. Everything that you know about career up to this point has taught you, put yourself out there, do the work, raise your hand every time there's something to do, ask for more work, and hopefully they'll see you and reward you with a higher salary. It's simply not true. Not in today's market. Maybe in your grandmama's job market, that was a good strategy. But then going back to point number 1, one of the reasons why you feel hopeless is because you're getting input and insight that's outdated. You're getting input and insight that's not accurate. You're getting input and insight that's not contemporary. It's critical that you're following contemporary career development strategy that actually works in today's market so that you can actually see today's market results. One of the reasons why I'm screaming, she got the job, she got the job, she got the job, and my mentees are seeing $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 salary increases is because I'm applying specific and targeted strategy that's going to yield results for them in today's market, right? In today's labor market. In today's labor market, unemployment has steadily been going down. Unemployment is at the lowest it's been since the 1980s. If you're looking at job search strategy from even 6 months ago, even 9 months ago, it's outdated, right? And so, and some of y'all ain't using no strategy, and that's okay. Like, right, I'm the expert here. I'm here to help you. I'm not trying to shame you. What I am trying to explain to you, though, is that, like, if you feel hopeless in your job search, if you feel like nothing's working, it's likely because you're not getting strategy from actual experts, or you're doing the most. You're just out here applying for anything and hoping something sticks. That's not a career strategy, and actually that's going to hinder your job search. It's going to hinder your career progression rather than aid it, right? Because when it comes down to time to actually apply for the job that you actually want, you're so burnt out from applying for a whole bunch of jobs that you don't even want, applying for a whole bunch of jobs that you're not even going to get because you're not qualified, a whole bunch of jobs that were not aligned with your skill set in any particular way, right? And so this is why it's so critical to be strategic in your applications, to be strategic in your outreach to employers, so that you are only engaging employers that you actually want to work for, that you're only applying for jobs that you actually want. That way, when you start to engage employers, you're actually talking to employees that you want to talk to. And the other thing is, I think that there's no worse feeling. And let me know if you can relate to this. Just throw some hearts up on the screen if you can relate to this. There is no worse feeling than not getting a call back from a job that you didn't even want. And let me know if you can relate to that. Like, have you ever applied for a job like, well, this is a little beneath me, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply just so I can, talk to an employer and just, pick their brain and talk to them, and they don't even call you back? Have any of you ever experienced, this is a vulnerable space, right? Just go ahead and throw some hearts up on the screen if you've ever done that. If you're like, well, I'm just gonna apply for this job because I know I at least can get it, and then you don't even get it. There is no worse feeling. So don't even play yourself. Like, literally don't even play yourself. Like, don't set yourself up for failure. Like, only apply for jobs that you want so that you can, at least if you don't get the call back, if the employer decides it's not a good fit, then at least you're not feeling like, well, I didn't even want it. You're feeling like, man, I did want it. And it sucks that I wasn't identified as the top candidate, but I know that it was a job that I was well qualified for. And now I can feel bolstered to go after other roles like that because I know what I'm good at and I know the value of my skill set, right? And let me just be clear on that same point that I think a lot of times, I did a reel about this the other day, and it's been shared almost 10,000 times, so I know y'all get it. But it was this idea that you know what, I'm just going to look at jobs and say, oh, this is interesting, but never apply because I don't want to deal with the rejection of maybe not getting the job, right? There's this thing where we're like, I'm going to look at job boards. I'm going to have job alerts come to me. I'm going to, look at these job opportunities online. I'm going to say, yeah, I could do that job, but I'm never going to apply because I don't want them to not call me back because my ego can't withstand rejection. Right? Like, and let me know if this is you, right? Like, there's no shame here. But this resonates with so many women in my audience because I think that, we're all high achievers. We all got participation awards. We've all been told that we were smart, kind, and important. And so at this stage in our career, it's like, I only want to have to go after a sure thing. Or if what's the Bible verse like? What God has for me, it is for me. So I'm not going to apply for no jobs unless God literally has the employer come knock on my door. Like, girl, God said faith without works is dead too. You just believing but ain't doing no work. It don't work like that. Like, the world of work does not work like that. Well, God said what God has for me is for me. So I ain't going to ask for no raise. I'm just going to wait for them to see me working hard and then give me a raise. Girl, like, not in this economy, sis. Not in this economy. Like, let's learn how to ask for what we want so that we can get what we want. Let's not, like, don't make God work so hard. You know what I'm saying? And strategy number 3, right? You talked about strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 for moving out of hopelessness in your career is to get insight from actual experts. A lot of y'all are listening to your best friend who used to work in HR or your friend who do resumes, and they're not giving you actual contemporary strategy. And that's why you trying to do all the stuff they say and do it, and it's not working. That's why you're frustrated. That's why you feel hopeless, because you're doing a whole lot of stuff and you're not getting a whole lot of results. So, like I said earlier, I'm a literal career development expert. I have more than 15 years of senior level experience in corporate, nonprofit, and educational leadership. I have a PhD in educational leadership. I teach career development. This is like literally what I do. I've helped my mentees earn more than $1 million in salary increases, raises, and promotions over the last 3 years. Like, I do this. I drive outcomes for my clients. And so, like, one of the things if you feel hopeless in your career, it's likely because you're getting bad advice. Like, cut off the bad advice, close the group chat, tell them to stop texting you, stop asking for their advice, and actually start to work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Strategy number 2 is stop applying for so many jobs. I understand somebody lied to you and told you, just put yourself out there. Just try to get your foot in the door. And you trying to get your foot in the door, and now your foot banged up. Now you can barely walk. Now your foot about to get cut off like the gout. Like, girl, this is not, like, stop listening to these people. This is not strategy. You too skilled, too knowledgeable, too professional to be like engaging with these strategies that aren't going to yield results for you. So really want to just invite you to stop doing the most and actually get some help to learn what to do, right? I attended a workshop for my own professional development today, and it was just talking about how there is so much value in clarity, right? And I used to not really believe that. I used to think that, like, it don't matter if you're clear or not, just go out and do it, right? Just go out and do it. Just go out and do it. Just, but like, just do it is cute for selling shoes, but that slogan don't work in career. You can't just go do it because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You can't just go do it. Career don't work like that. Just do it don't work for career. It's great for selling shoes. I love me a Nike. It doesn't work for career. In career, you actually have to have clarity. In career, you actually have to have a strategy, right? And so that's what my job is, to help you with that, build that strategy. And then number 3, the third strategy is to build community. Career development can be so isolating. It can be so lonely. It can be so demoralizing. It's like, I'm the only one person looking for a job. All my friends making 6 figures. All my friends going on vacation. Everybody buying a new house. Like, it just feel like you the bum in the friend group. Or you the only one in your age who ain't really making no money, right? And it's so interesting to me. I have served women as young as 22, and I have mentees who are in their 70s. And whether you 22 or 70, everybody feel like they behind. Everybody feel like somebody else is where they should be, right? And so I guess I want to just tell you that regardless of your age or your race or your weight or whatever you feel like is making you hopeless in your career right now, building community, having somebody else to walk alongside you, to lessen the fears, to affirm you, to support you, will actually help you like sustain a job search. Because a lot of y'all been job searching for weeks and months, only you look for a job here and there, and you're trying to figure out, here and there, but you don't actually have a strategy. You don't actually have community. You don't actually have anybody holding you accountable. You're just doing stuff here and there, right? And so, like, hire a career coach, connect with other job seekers, like get in community, right? Get in community. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and a big part of my Christian faith is like doing things in community, worshiping with other believers, praying with other people. Like that's a big part of my faith walk. And so like that principle is true in career development too, right? Like stop trying to go at it alone. Stop trying to DIY yourself to a $30,000 salary increase. Just get some help, right? Just get some help. It's available to you. I'm available to you. In fact, I'm accepting new mentees right now. So if you know you need some help in your career, just shoot me a DM. I'd love to talk to you about, what industry you work in, what you're doing in your career right now, what's working well for you in your career, where you're experiencing challenges in your career. And that'll just help me assess how I can best serve you in mentorship, how I can support you. I think that too often, we just I'm a strong Black woman, I don't need no help. And it's like, girl, get some help. Hire some help. Like, it's, like we don't have to go at it alone. And, this is particularly true if you've been going at it alone. You don't have to keep going at it alone. I feel like sometimes we start something and we just like, well, I just got to keep doing it. I just got to figure it out. And it's like, you don't have to figure it out. You could just get some help, right? Like the help is available to you. And so I just want to invite you into help. I just want to invite you into mentorship. I just want to invite you into the support that's available to you. I'm accepting new mentees right now. If you have questions about what it means to work with me, I invite you to just go ahead and shoot me a DM. I see Katina on live today. I see Aaron on live. I see Letitia on live today. I see Khadijah on live. Karen's on live. Tasha was here earlier. Jay is here. There's so many different people in today's live. And so I just wanted to shout you out. I just want you to know that I see you. And I want you to know that I'm here to serve you, right? I'm here to help. And I think that, too often we kind of sit and suffer in silence. And so, I invite you to shoot me a DM. Let's just begin a dialogue. Whether you're like, I don't know what I need in my career right now. I just know I can't stay here. Whether you're like, Ashley, I know I need this very specific thing. Do you offer this? If you're like, I know I need help, but I don't know where to start. If you're like, I know I want to work with you, but I'm not sure if I can afford it, right? Like, let's just begin the dialogue so that we can stop suffering in silence, right? Like, I don't want you to be in a place in your career where you feel hopeless and you just feel like there's nothing else available to you, like that you don't know what else to do. I attended, like I said, a professional development myself today, and I just got so much clarity, right? And it was just so beautiful because I think that a lot of times we sit in confusion. Like we'll sit in confusion and we're just like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I don't know what to do to your death. Like, girl, stop. I don't know what to do. Like, right. I don't know what to do is cool for like 20 minutes. And then you need to figure out what to do. And maybe what you need to do is just DM me. Like, it's not scary. I'm a real human person. I respond to my own DMs. You can just DM me and ask me what to do and I will tell you. Like, it's not rocket science. If there is a fee associated with what you need to do, I'll tell you, what the fee is and we can talk about it if it's a good fit for you. But like, there's no need to like sit in hopelessness or sit in confusion or sit in disillusionment. You can just ask me and then we can just get you the help that you need. And we don't have to stay stuck, right? And in this economy, I think that a lot of times, and I know this is even true for me, like I'm like, well, maybe I should just hold back. Maybe I should just wait. Maybe I should just pause. Maybe we're in a constant state of waiting because we don't know what's going on with interest rates and we don't know what's going on with the economy and we don't know what's going on with gas prices. And so it's like, well, maybe I should sit and wait. Let me hold up. I don't want to do too much, right? Like we just let me sit and wait. But like I said earlier, this is why it is so important to get strategy and insight from a career development expert. Like I literally am an expert, y'all. And I don't take that, I don't say that lightly. Like, for example, what am I not an expert in? I'm not an expert in a lot of things. I said that like I'm an expert in everything, but I am not an expert in interior design. I am not. I like to go to Home Goods like the next girl. I've been trying to learn Pinterest for a minute. Like Crate and Barrel, that's my store. I love to go in there, love to look at stuff, but I'm not an interior designer. If I want to beautifully laid out and strategically placed interior design, I'm going to have to hire somebody for that. Or I guess the alternative is that I could DIY. But let me tell y'all about me and a power saw. Let me tell y'all about me and my credit card if I'm just randomly buying purchases at HomeSense and I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, that's a waste of time and money. Let me tell you. Like, DIY is cute if you want to, like, go out in the backyard and spray paint something. But when it comes to your career, honey, when it comes to, like, your livelihood, when it comes to how you pay your bills, that's just not the thing to DIY. It's just not. This is not HGTV. Like, this is your actual life. So, like, no more feeling hopeless. Let's feel happening. I don't know. What's another H word for action? I don't know. Let's feel hit it. Like, let's feel just get the help that we need. Like move from hopelessness to help. And I'm here to help you. My DMs are open. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to provide you with direction. I'm here to support you with strategy. And if you, in the course of our conversation, if you feel like you would benefit from mentorship with me, I am accepting new mentees right now, and I would be happy to serve you. I'm just excited about this season in my life as a career coach and a professional mentor. I'm excited about this season in the job market because the job market has changed a lot in the last 6 months. And I'm just excited to help my mentees get, hustle mode. I like that, Letitia. Thank you. From hopeless to hustle mode. Although, I'm not a big fan of hustle because I like to operate at ease. But we might need to hustle to my DM so I can just answer your question. You can get the help that you need. And then we can, like, move into ease in career development. But I like that one. Thank you for sharing that. But, like, I'm excited for this season because, like I was saying, the job market is just really different right now. We in a different place in the job market than we were 6 months ago. And as the job market changes, my approach to mentorship and how I support my mentees and the strategies I teach them are changing, right? They're changing all the time. I am not a static career coach. I'm not going to give you just some blanket resume template and be like, do this. I'm not just have you watch this video and good luck. Like, that's not how I coach. That's not how I mentor. That's not how I support women, because that's not how the job market is. The job market is dynamic. So I am a dynamic career coach, right? Like, it has to be dynamic. We got to be moving. We got to apply timely strategy, right? And so if you need that kind of, like, I need somebody who's going to move and shake with me. I need somebody who's going to really help me grow and develop and not just, like, give me a template or encourage me, but, like, actually give me a strategy. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm excited to serve you. I'm excited to help you. I'm excited about this season in the job market and just, like, the results my clients are going to get from this season, because I just feel like this is a more competitive season. So, it's like, I'm a very competitive person too. So, like, the job market is competitive and I'm like, okay, we finna go round for a round. Like, my mentee's still finna be successful, right? I just had a mentee secure like a $15,000 salary increase. I just had a mentee yesterday secure a new role that supported her transition from Pennsylvania to North Carolina with full benefits and a transition package. I have a mentee who has an interview on Thursday that I'm helping her prep for. Like, this job market is more competitive, but that's when I do my best work. Because me in a job market going head for head with my mentees to make sure that they're making more money and having more impact. And if you need somebody who's going to be in the paint with you, right? Like, you need somebody who's going to, like, build some strategies that's actually going to help you see results even in a tight market. I feel confident that I am the career coach for you. I'm excited to chat with you. I'm excited to help you. I'm excited to support you. If this live has been supportive, just go ahead and shoot me a DM. Just let me know, Ashley, this live was awesome. Or, hey, Ashley, I have this career question. I just want your support on this. Or, hey, I feel stuck here in my career. I need some clarity. Can you provide me with some direction? My DMs are open. I'm here to serve you. And I'm so grateful that you watched today's live. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to chatting with you in the DMs. Thanks for watching. Bye.